Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel Made with Love. My name is Heather and I'm going to make my second junk journal cover. I had bought this material, I got the two stacks because there was two packages, and I opened them both up because I wasn't quite sure the size. So this is the size of the material. I felt if I cut them into quarters, I can get some really nice little strips or little things, or even cut it into eighths to get even smaller little squares to do a quilt patch thing. But there's just, it would be a lot of work to cut and stitch these together. I'm going to do that because I do like these ones here. I said I was going to make a nice Bible cover out of these ones, and I might make another Bible cover or book cover out of these ones just because I like that. So I'm going to save those, so I will do that for another day. But I was at the dollar store already today, and I found these that I think will work really good to make this go a lot faster, because I was going to do fabric, but I decided to do something different. So I'm just going to move the camera down so you can see. So I found these. You get 4 sheets. It says it's a metallic sheets and they are embossed. So $1.25 for 4 sheets. So I don't know if it's all the same color, but I bought this one. It's like this mauvey color, and I bought this one here, and it's almost like a champagne. Like, it's not like a bright gold, it's like a dulled gold. So maybe it's like a gold and a rose gold. Maybe that's kind of what they are. And then I found these other ones here, and these are the sparkling stickers. And these were 5 sheets, $1.25. So I got this really bright magenta, and I got the purple with lots of glitter. And then because I want to use this, having, you know, to be able to see these flowers here, I saw this, and I'm like, oh, I don't know which one I like better. If I like it behind the purple behind there, or the bright pink. I think the bright pink would work the best. So I'm going to take this off. I only had it glued on here in a couple little spots, just a temporary holding it, just so I kind of know where this would fit and how it would fit. So I'm just going to set that aside. The other thing is that this book here had this little cutout here, and I had cut out the pieces earlier. Fix this. Now, where did I put it? I don't see it. It was right here. So I can fix that. So I got to tape this one in place. And I'm going to do that to this one, which I just don't see. Oh, there it is. It just got pushed just out of my reach. So I'm just going to fix that right now. Just tape these in place. And I'm going to cover this. These sticker sheets are not going to, one piece will not cover. Oh. Just punched that one out. Okay, so it's not going to let me cover this entire thing, so I have to do it in 2 chunks, and then I'm going to leave this spine different for right now, just because I don't know how much overlapping this will do. Let's see if I go to here, because I do want to make sure that I have enough to come around. So I think I'm just going to leave this spine, and I'm going to do the spine separate as a separate piece to wrap around so it looks like it's a nice binding, I think, because I kind of like the idea with this what is this, I know what this duct tape, when I was making the other one, the way it kind of looked like a leather bound, so I might do that. So first I'm going to just tape these pieces in place, and then stick the sticker sheet in place. And then this round circle cutout, I'm going to leave it for now just because I haven't quite figured out how to hide the circle at the moment. I just want to get these pieces taped in. This is the one that got punched out, and I was just trying to, okay. There. I'm just going to put some kind of overlapped there. Funny. There, just do that. So like I said, I'm going to leave this circle punched out for now, and I'll do a circle cutout when I've got, when I figured out how I'm going to do that. So for now, I'm just going to leave this. I do have more cardboard, so I'll probably just cut another piece of the circle cardboard out, but it'll be a little tricky because halfway through it, I will have to have the seam for it to be able to bend. There. I said this duct tape, taping these in place really worked good on the other one. So I'm going to start with the front cover. Oops, got all this stuff. And I'm going to do, is this the one I wanted? I just got to make sure I've got the right one, which one looks best with the flower. I like the purple. I do like the pink as well. I don't know. It's hard to decide, but I think I'm going to do the purple because it's got more glitter in it. It's got bigger pieces of the glitter, and this has got so much glitter. I like shiny, glittery things. So I'm going to open this. And again, I don't know if it's all the same color or if they're different colors. I don't know. I didn't really take a look. It just says it's 5 pages. Yep, they're all the same. I'm just going to grab one. These are supposed to be sticker sheets. There we go. Once I get it started, I'm just going to got to line this up right against that crease. And whoops, I'm just going to move it so it's hanging over the edge. I'm just going to smooth it down. Now, I'm going to take my X-Acto knife and I'm going to cut into this. Just cut an X. And I'm going to fold each one of these down here. Oops, gotta cut this a little more. Cut this off. The sticker stuck to itself again. There we go. Just put that back on the backing sheet so I can save this piece because the stickers I always mess up. Okay, so I got this done. I'm just gonna make sure that this is flat. Fold. I'm going to have to cut out down these corners here so I can be able to fold this over. There's that one. I'm going to flip it over, and I'll do the same to this one, just folding it over. And then this piece here, I've got it trimmed down as well. Trim it to about there. Didn't tear as easily as the other ones did for some reason. I think I just didn't score enough down. So I'm just going to fold this over. And stick that down. So there is the front cover. I gotta fix this. I just got a little bit too much of, oops, this is showing through the front. So I gotta take a little more of this one off. It's pretty tricky because it wants to fold up. Just need a little more of this gone. Just between there and there. Just going to take a little more of this off just so it doesn't go around. You can see it from the front. I hope that's enough. If it's not, I can fix it with these tiny little pieces, but just don't want to see that coming all the way around to the front. Now I've touched this, so I don't think it's going to stick now because of the amount of touching I've done to this little piece, but that's okay. I can always put some glue and get it to stick down with some glue. But there is the front cover. Like I said, there's a few spots up here where you can see the around in here, kind of just where I cut this out a little funny. But let's see if I just get this purple. It's got a chunk of something here. Oh, that was that chunk of hot glue. Okay. And then just grab a little tiny piece of this and just let's see, just a little chunk of it. There. That's better. There, it was just a little chunk, and there's a little spot here too. I'll do the same thing, just take a little piece of this and just kind of fold it over itself. Just kind of hide some of that, little bit of that cardboard that's showing right there and right there. Because I didn't quite cut this out the way I should have cut it. But that's going to be okay. Because I'm going to be reinforcing around here anyways. So I don't think it's going to be that noticeable. But I thought if I just put a little bit more of the glitter paper right over top of there for now, it kind of hides it a little bit better. So that this piece here just doesn't want to stick either. Again, that's going to be okay because I'm going to be gluing a piece of paper over top of this. So now I'm going to do the back one. The back should be even easier because there's nothing to cut out. It's just this piece of paper straight on. Sorry, just trying to fix the camera angle. I'm having trouble getting this started. go. So I'm just going to turn this way. So I'm going to do the same thing. So right where this seam is, I'm going to put this right up against the seam. And then just pull it so it hangs over the table edge, just so I can get this nicely smoothed out. Flip it over and then just cut where these corners are straight that way. I'm going to do this longer side first. Just trim off this extra bit. Help if I had my knife held the right way. So I know I'm holding it funny. There. I had the blade facing the wrong direction. Hard to cut when you're cutting not with the blade, but with the back end of the blade. There. Just get that. And then just folding these pieces over. Just kind of want to get any of these wrinkles and air pockets kind of pushed out of the way. And then do the bottom, roll it up. Same thing. So now I've got my front and back cover on this one done. Now I've got the circle cut out, so I think I'll have to cut a piece of this circle to fill that in. So I will be back in a few moments. I'm going to cut out this circle. Same thing, I just got this piece of this cardboard, so I'll just put this here, do a half a circle and half a circle. And so I'll be back when I'm ready to do the, I guess this, the spine and the inside. So I gotta cut this circle out because it's just now, this paper here is gonna rip on me. So I'll be back in just a few moments. All right, so I got the front and back cover all in place and they've been glued down, and I've cut out the circle and I glued the circles in where I needed them to kind of hide that. So now I decided that I really like the way that this this duct tape will look like a book binding. So I'm going to wrap this around, starting from the inside, wrap it around and come back into the inside. So then it'll be like, it'll be seamless. Let's see if I can get this straight, but I gotta do this down and I gotta make sure that there's room for the pages or this book cover to bend. Like that. I gotta do this slowly. I don't want to pull too hard on here because I want to go straight, but I also don't want to pull too hard and I'm going to wreck the covers if I do this. I'm just going to pull, and I'm kind of using the edge, and I just did what I didn't want to do, and that was to get these wrinkles, but I think I can smooth them out a little bit more. Just push them out. Pull this down. And then flip this over and do another about half a a little bit more. Oops. I think it went crooked. Just want to make sure I get this straight, and I'm going to cut this off kind of in the center, or I guess maybe down here is where it wants to be. There. Pull this down. Because some of this will be hidden when I do the other, when I do my inside covers, but make sure it can still bend. I got a couple little wrinkles down here at the bottom. I'm not going to worry about that at the moment. I think I can just, if I just push on it, I think I can get the wrinkles to come out more. There, if I just work with it. If not, I said this would be my second junk journal cover making, so it's a little bit of a mistake. Still, I really like the way it's looking, so I'm okay with a little bit of a little flaw right there, because like I said, there'll be other little flaws because nothing is cut straight. I'm not measuring. I'm just kind of doing this, freehand kind of. Now I'm going to add this little window here. So I'm just got to make sure I get this lined up. And I'm going to use, let's see, I had this, let's see, did I cut this one? I think I may have cut this piece a little too small. I was just trying to even it out. So where is the other piece? I know this was I had cut this morning. I just don't know where I put it. Oh, here it is. This one. So this is about the size I need, but I cut it too small. So let me see. This will actually give me more flowers. It gives me a couple more options if I want to have the flowers up there, or I think I like it that way. But now I know with this, it's got the two flowers. So I'm just trying to figure out how I want this. I want it like this. Actually, I think I like that way. I think I like that, where I get the big flower and the little flower. So I'm going to just trim this. I'm not going to trim it as small as I had done that first one, because that was just, it didn't quite give me enough room to work with. I said that was the piece that was cracked. So I'm just going to trim these side pieces up. Like that. So I've got this. This is still too big of a piece, but I'm not going to trim it till I know exactly how I'm placing it. Just got to look from this side. Okay. I'm just going to hold this down. Oops. I'm pulling something off. I'm just going to hold this down, and I think right there, I like that placement. So now I'm just going to do a quick little thing. I'm just going to grab my Sharpie, which was just right beside me, just so I can trim it down a little bit, not as much as I had done the other one. I think it's just like a thumb space, so I'm just going to use my thumb and just do a little line there. I'm going to set my thumb here and just do right there, put my thumb. So I'm just going to cut it out between where I've got the little black Sharpie lines. So I'm just going to take, and I found, because I've got my glass cutting board, if I just put this in the corner and then line this up right on the line, and I can just follow this line straight down, as straight as I can. And same with this one here. Just kind of, oops, it's on the line. If I just follow this line, dropping things. Now I just had the scissors. Here they are. So I'm just going to trim this. It just made it so much easier for me to cut that square. And I'm just going to make sure that it's cut enough that it will still fit in there, and I've got enough overlapping on the back. But I still have quite a bit up here. I can actually cut this one down just a little bit more. And so I just pull this down. Now I'm going to trim this top part down just a little bit more. I do want some extra overhang so I can attach it properly, but I just don't quite need that much. There. That is perfect. Now to attach this, I do want to glue it, but I think I'm going to just use my duct tape. It's just going to give me a bit better hold. I will glue it too, but I'm just going to get a couple strips of this ready. Okay, so it's going to go right there. So now I'm just going to take my clear adhesive glue, this all-purpose glue, and I'm just going to put a little bit, oops, don't want it. I didn't want it to drip down the side like that, but I'm just going to wipe this excess glue off, because I don't want it down inside. So I don't want you to be able to see the globs of glue on the outside. I'm just going to spread this glue around. Just going to give it a second. I find that sometimes when gluing, because I glued this one down before and I found it because it's slippery, plasticky, kind of let the glue kind of give it a second to kind of hold on to the cardboard and then push this down. Got that. Now that is glued into place, and I'm just going to take these strips of duct tape and just kind of put it over top. I just don't be able to see I don't want to be able to see the duct tape on the outside, so I've got it just a little bit above so I can see the purple paper on the back, so I know that you won't be able to see the duct tape on the front. I'll put another piece of the duct tape over on this side. Like that. It'll just kind of make me know that it's gonna be, stuck while I glue the other stuff down. Now I just have to decide what paper I'm going to use. I'm just going to grab another little strip of duct tape. I don't know if I can put it on, I may not be able to put it on the one side unless I make it extra thin. Oops. I'm going to put the straighter edge on the closest to here so I can see it a little bit better. And I'll put the jagged edge and push it out. Make sure that's all like that. And this other really thin strip, I don't know if I can use it. I think if I put it on, I gotta hold this up so I can see. If I put this on, if you can see it through. Nope, I don't think you'll be able to see it through. That'll be good. Just gotta turn this around so I can see what I'm doing. Oh, let's see. I think you can see it through. So I'm just going to pull this piece off. It's just a little too thick. So I'm just going to set this down. I'm just going to take the X-Acto knife and just trim it in half. Just so I can get a little bit here, just so I know that this piece will be stuck down while the glue is drying. There, that's better. So now I've got it all taped down. So there is the front. I kind of like that little window here. So I haven't decided what paper is going to go here yet. So I'm just going to kind of came undone. Got some of this glitter paper. It's not sticking down all the way, but I know it's okay because once I glue the next paper over top, it's going to be good. But I like this window, and I want to put something here that's going to show off this. That's not going to interfere with whatever I put down, but for this side here where I've got this, the back cover, I decided I'm going to use, again, I'm going to use these ones here, this black or navy blue, whatever it is. Actually, no, I'd seen one I really wanted to use. I just have to find it. Similar to this one. This one here has got the emboss and it's the little flowers. There was the other one, like I said, it must have been, like I said, these pages are all mixed up and just, that was the stars. Is this it? There, this is it. This one here, it's got this like a leaf type pattern. I think I like this for the back cover. I just have to measure this out. I'm just going to, on the back side, I'm just going to put this book here, here, here. I'm just going to give myself a little, just going to use my X-Acto knife. Oops. Hope I'm not wrecking my book. And just trimming that out. Now it's not going to be perfect because I just kind of scored it, so I can just trim this off. So I've got approximately, and then I do have to cut it down just a little bit because I do want some of that purple glittery paper to be seen. Just a little bit too big, but it just gives me an easier piece to work with. So now I can just trim this down by just not a lot. I'm just going to, if I had a ruler, it would really help. Okay, I got a piece of cardboard, so I'm going to just go to the back. I'm just going to trim it down just a little tiny bit, like maybe, I don't know, like See, I don't even know how much this would be. Maybe like about 1/4 of an inch or so, just so I get a little bit of that purple glittery paper showing. So I just trimmed off about that much. And let's see, put it on that. Let's see if I put it on, if you can see some of the glitter on the top and some on the bottom. Not quite. So I gotta trim a little bit more. This I'm gonna try to go a little straighter because that was quite crooked. Let's just go a little bit slower. There, that's a lot straighter, except this one piece here. Okay. There, I got some glitter on both the top and the bottom. Now I got to do the side. So now this, I do want this page to go almost right into the crease. Not as much as I did the last one because it was just too close. But now I need to trim this off a little bit. I'll do the same thing. I'm just going to use this piece of cardboard here and I'm just going to trim. I'm just going to make sure my paper is straight. Like I said, I got to find my paper cutters. I don't know what they're called. Guillotine. Paper guillotine, I guess. I've got a couple of them, so I'm going to have to find them. And this will be so much faster because it'll have the lines and everything and just easier to measure and everything instead of trying to do this freehand. But like I said, I just wanted to start the junk journals. Now, you know, tearing the paper can be interesting. I do like this kind of teared edge, so I'm gonna have this teared edge on the outside part. I think it will look really interesting. Do I like the teared edge or do I want a straight edge? No, I think I'm one of those people, I think I like the straight edge. Okay, I'm gonna trim off some of this excess, a little bit of paper here that's sticking out. If I can, for some reason my scissors don't want to cut. I've got my little precision scissors. Maybe that will be easier. Oh, yeah. There, just cut off this extra little tab and this extra little tab here. That just is bugging me, and they just no longer sticky and just kind of too bulky for the moment. So let's see, put this here, put this here. That is gonna work. So now I'm just gonna take my glue. Just gonna put some glue all over here. And I'm gonna grab a paintbrush, which I know I've got some right here. And just spread this glue out. So the glue will be more flat, and then I don't get these weird gluey ridges. Like when I circle the glue on, sometimes you can see that through the paper, and I don't like that. I just like the glue to all be laying flat before I put the paper down. So now I put the paper down in place. I just kind of center it and wiggle it around till I've got it right where I think it should go. I'm just going to press it in place. I'm just going to slowly work from the center outward. going to give this a couple minutes before I go, and I know there's a few spots that's probably going to need a little more glue in the corners, but I'm just going to give this a minute to see, because there's no point in gluing down the corners if I need more glue in the center. So I'm just going to give this a minute, but there is the back cover. I like the way that looks. So now I've got to do something with this. Now I just got to see, because I have this material here. This one here's got these flowers. Just curious. I'm just too busy. That's what I thought. The flowers with these flowers is just too busy. Got some of these other smaller flowers like this. It's just too busy. Okay, so I'm just gonna go and find, oops, there. I do need a little more glue right here. See, if I would have glued that corner down, I wouldn't have realized just how much more glue I really needed there. Okay. So now I'm just going to go grab my other paper because I know what I want to use for the inside cover. I don't want the same as this back cover, although it would look good if I used the same one, but I want to make it a little bit different. And I also think I've got this other scrapbook paper that's in a gold. Not necessarily like a shiny, because it is like a gold glitter, but if I find something that just make the flowers just stand out. So I'll be back with the other paper. All right, I found this paper pack. This one's called Delilah, and it was $4 at Dollar Rama. So I found this one that I'm going to use for the front where you can see it. Just have to find it because I was just flipping through here. Here it is. And then I think this is going to work. I have to measure. Just trying to measure, but it's still in. Before I do that, I just want to see if I can. Just want to see if it will work. I think it will. This is actually these sheets, and I think they're 12. What are these? The size of these sheets is, yeah, these are 12 by 12. So this one here in this corner, it's got this little bird, and it happens to be sitting. And I just want to see if I can get the bird to line up above the flowers, and I think it's gonna work. And then because of where the bird is, I have enough of the rest of the sheet that I can do the other side. So this is what you'll see on the outside, and then the inside will have the same pattern going through, but I'll have it the other way so you get the little flower in the other corner. I'm hoping it will work. So if I just put this here, I'll figure out where the bird has to sit. Sometimes just because you see something you think it's going to work, it may not always work. I do it like that with the bird. Let's see, how much of this bird can I get into view? Okay, right there. That is going to work. I'm just going to take my little Sharpie. And let's see. I'm just going to kind of use this tape as my guide. So I need it to come to about here. And then where would the edge of the paper be? About there. And follow this and I get to about here. I'll just make 3 little dots. And then I'm just going to make sure where those 3 dots line up that I will have enough of this paper to be able to do, because I want it to go here. I want this to be here. Enough to go here. It's gonna work. Yay, I get to use the one piece, and because it's got the little bird down in one corner and this flower up at the other corner when I flip it over. So now I'm just going to fold it, kind of right where my dots are, just kind of. It's a little crooked, I know. I folded a little crooked, that's okay. Let's see if I can fold this and get it a little straighter. Sometimes it's just hard to fold this paper exactly where you want it to fold, especially when you're just using like little dot guidelines. Okay, right there. Line it up there. That way. Line it there and go out that way. That's a little straighter than it was. Just take my X-Acto knife and just cut straight down my folded line. Now, before I do that, I just want to make sure that this will actually be enough here to do. It is. That is perfect. Okay, so now I gotta cut this out. So I'm gonna take this little scrap piece of cardboard here, and I've got two different dots, so I'm gonna go with the one that gives me the most room because I don't know where the dots were supposed to have been. And then I have a little bit of this paper left from here, and I know I'm going to get a little bit of this top paper up here. Now, I just line this up. Look at that. I get the nice flowers and the little bird. So I'm just going to stick this in down. I want to make sure the bird is not really centered, but I'm just going to hold this up so I can see, because I want to see if I can get enough of this bird where he's a little bit above there, right there. That's right where I want him to be. So now I'll stick this down. I would just use tape, except my tape dispenser is sitting here and it's actually empty, and I don't know where my new tape is, and I don't have any glue sticks beside me because all my glue sticks dried out. I don't want to use any more of the other tape, so I'm going to use a little bit of this. I'm just going to put a little bit down here. I don't need a lot. I'm just going to frame. I'm just going to keep it kind of on the tape. I'm just going to keep the glue on the tape because I don't need a lot because it's just a thin piece of paper. Oops, I'll make sure I get this lined up right. I'm just going to set it there. I'm just going to lift this up so I can just get the bird lined up right where I wanted it. Right there. And then I'm just going to press it down in place without having it sliding around too much. Oops. Doesn't want to stick. It wants to stick to my finger and not to the project. Okay. Yeah. To make sure it's still centered. There. That looks good. And now I have to just get my fingers all unsticky. So now I've got to grab this piece. So I'm just going to use, because this is still wet, I'm just going to use this one here as a guide as to how much I need to trim off. And the good thing is this one here actually has little lines so I can see. I'm just going to grab my Sharpie and I'm just going to put a little dot right here. And if I follow this around right to here, make sure I'm on the same line. A little dot just right to there. So this page already has these lines, so it's easy to see where I need to trim. There. I wish I had a glue stick because it would be so much better to glue this down with a glue stick than with this really thick glue here. I don't need a lot, I just need a thin amount. But I know this type of glue with this scrapbook paper sometimes really makes it all bubbly. I'm just going to grab my paintbrush and just really spread this out. And just glue this down. Just want to go right in this corner because I've got to go up a little bit. Right there. Just get this in this corner. Just go across here. And I'll look for my bone folders. I have those too. I just don't know where they are at the moment. They weren't brought back up to the craft room. They were left downstairs in my storage room. So when I get my craft room all set back up, that's what I will make sure that I have them. So that would make it so much easier to do this. This cardboard. No, the cardboard's too flimsy. Will need to add a little bit of glue in the corners, but there is the front cover. I really like the way this turned out. And then there is the inside. And like I said, because of the type of glue I'm using, it's gonna bubble. And I wish I could prevent that. I just have to get different glue. Like this is this all-purpose adhesive. It says it's for paper. It says applies to paper, fabric, and other craft surfaces. But I find it just, when using thinner paper, like some of this clear glue, it can make your page do that. But that's okay. I'm not going to worry about the way it looks. I'm just really impressed that I actually made these two junk journal covers. Now I can't wait till I actually go and make my signatures and put them in here. Now this is more like a binder, like it doesn't want to fold or it doesn't want to close. I don't know what type of clip I'm going to use to enclose, to keep it closed. I might just do a simple elastic around it. Not sure yet, but I'm just going to let this dry. And I'm going to grab the other one I made. That would be my first one I made. There. So we can compare the two. Now, like I said, this one's going to have flaws too because of the type of cardboard. I wanted to do something easy because I've seen a lot of people make these, but when doing this with the cardboard, they do like you've got a piece of cardboard for your front, a piece of cardboard for the back, a spine piece, and then you're piecing the three together with stuff. And I just thought to simplify it, why don't I just make it out of a piece of cardboard that's already, looks like three pieces, but already in one. And I can do some fancy writing up here or something. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with these, but there we go. So I said I'm just going to grab the other one so you can see them side by side. out of the two, I do have to say I like this one better. But they are both really good. Learned different things by making them both. Learned cheap glue sticks. Not very good. But okay. So I learned a few things that I need to get to make these even better and more impressive. So one is, of course, finding cardboard that doesn't have chunks missing out of it, but it does add to them. Faux leather probably would work better if I didn't use, like I said, it was the colored tissue paper, but it was also the tempera paint. So when I did the spray paint, I really liked the way it looks. So I'm going to be experimenting with that tissue paper and the different types of paints. And this one here, all these peel and stick paper sticker sheets I've never used before. I never bought them before. I thought they'd be so cheap feeling. I mean, they look cheap. Well, they don't look that cheap, but they look like they're going to fall apart because they're from the dollar store. They're actually pretty good. So I'll be definitely buying more of these sticker sheets. Because I think I can actually do other things. As I was looking at these, with just how easy it cuts, the X-Acto knife cuts through this, I'd like to now trace out letters and cut them out. I can't speak. I might do that. Cut out some letters in here and just put something on the front cover here in this. Not necessarily this glittery. It might be too shiny for, because this is already quite shiny, but gives me some ideas and options for other crafts now that I've actually used this paper. I'll go back to the dollar store and see what other colors they have. But this one, how I was able to, you know, had this weird cutout here, and I was able to, you know, make it look like a window. Now, one thing I'd like to do is figure out how to make those shaker windows. But I said before you can do that, you have to learn the basics. So this was just a very basic one where it's just a cutout window and then kind of layered materials between each other. If I would have put the plastic on this side and the plastic on the inside, then I would be able to make a little shaker thing. So that's one thing I would want to learn how to do. So that is my tutorial on how I'm learning to make junk journals. So in the next couple of days, I'll be making my signatures for inside these. Again, I just want to say thank you so much to everybody who's subscribing to my channel and watching my videos, and I'll see you all in my next videos. Bye.